Hello, this is Bruno pelletier-bacquaert. We're going to talk about some more arpeggios today. And the different thing is we are going to see how we can arpeggiate an entire scale. Now, I know that in the previous video, I was showing you already part of that concept where I forget exactly what it was called. It was arpeggiate a scale. And the idea was that we could break a given scale into two different arpeggios, and we were going up a certain arpeggio and then down another arpeggio. And the idea was to take two consecutive diatonic arpeggios, and by combining them, we were ending up with all 7 notes of the scale. So what we're going to do today is a little different. Instead of going up and then down, we're going to continue piling up all the notes of the arpeggio, all the notes of the scale, I should say, because that's what our arpeggio is going to be. So we're going to take a Lydian scale for this first example. So I'm going to build it on C. And so here's the sound of the mode itself. So it's C, D, E, F sharp, G, A, B, C, right? So you want to get that sound in your ear. Okay, so what I'm going to do is, starting from the C note, proceed in thirds. I'm going to stack up each and every note a third away from the next one, but still using only the notes of my arpeggio, of course, right? So the first 4 notes I'm going to end up obviously with, in this case, a C major 7 chord. So you want to do that first to sort of establish the position that you're looking at. So I have C, E, G, B, right? So that's my C major 7 arpeggio. Now, oftentimes when we practice a C major 7th arpeggio, what we do is this: we go C, E, G, B, and then we close it with the octave. So we're not going to do that. Instead of going up to the C, we're going to continue up a third diatonically, right, from the B note, and we'll end up with the D. So the D is going to be the 9th of the major chord. So I have this so far. So we did also another video on the major 7th with a 9th arpeggio. So we didn't go beyond that. So now we're going to go beyond. We're going to keep adding notes. So again, the C major 7 is this. So you want to play it a few times, then you add the 9th, and then play that a few times, get used to that sound, get used to that new note. So the next note in this scale is going to be F sharp. So after my D, I'm going to play F sharp. Here we go. And the next note after the F sharp is going to be A. So that was it. That's the 13th of the chord, right? So now it's really sounding like Lydian. We have the F sharp. The F sharp already was the breaking point. As soon as we heard that F sharp, we were hearing that sound, like, right? So that already sounds definitely Lydian. And to complete the picture, then I was adding the A, which is the 13th of the chord, which is, of course, one of the extensions in Lydian. So again, we have this. So C, E, G, B, D, F sharp, E, and let's continue with one more third, and we land on, on the C note, which is the octave. And that's it. We closed the scale. That's all the notes of my Lydian scale, all stacked up in a long, long form arpeggio, covering basically 2 octaves. So there are multiple fingerings, as you can imagine. I'll show you a couple more. Instead of starting with the C here, let's start it with the fourth finger. Same note, same place, but a different finger. So let's proceed the same way. We're going to go first map out the major seventh chord. So C, E, G, and then the B, you can get it here. Sometimes I'll go get it here, but in this case, you'll see it's preferable to have it here. So the D is going to be here. So add one note at a time, and then repeat the thing. Don't try to play the complete arpeggio all at once, right? Just play your major seventh chord, add the ninth. Play that up and down a few times. Then add the sharp 4. Do that up and down a few times. Add the 13th, up and down a few times. And then finally close it with the octave. So slowly it's going to give us this. So C, E, G, B, D. Notice, by the way, this particular arpeggio, I could do it starting with the fourth finger or with the third. Your choice. Try both ways. I kind of do both ways without really thinking about it. So here's my F sharp. Here I'm going to have to roll the finger. Here's the A. So you get these interesting things, fingering wise. Here I like to use first, third, second, fourth finger. C. Okay, so that was another fingering starting from the same C note here on the sixth string. Let me show you what would happen here from this position. So my C major seventh is going to be here. So I have C, E, G, B. So I'm ready for the D. Might start to look familiar. That's another major seventh from G though. G, B, D, F sharp. I didn't point that out in the previous arpeggios, but that's the kind of thing that happens, by the way, when we practice things in different places of the neck. We might recognize things that we did not necessarily recognize previously. But there's more to this. So again, it's C, E, G, B, D, F sharp, and I can go all the way up to that A. So remember this fingering here, from G here. What we're looking at here is not just the G major seventh arpeggio, but it goes up to the ninth, which was the topic of one of our previous video. I was showing you some fingerings for major seventh, ninth arpeggio. Well, you realize that is the upper part here of my C Lydian. So let's recap slowly with this position. So I have C, E, G, B. Then I'm adding the ninth, the D, right? The F sharp. I'm going to add the 13th. Now, if I want to add the octave, which is here, I'm going to do this. From this upper part, I'll show you from here, from the G. So I have G, B, D, F sharp. I'll move my first finger here to the A, and then I can reach for my C note. And coming back down, I'll do this. So, and then continue with, that was sloppy, but here we do it again. So. That's the complete Lydian arpeggio in that position. Let me show you another interesting arpeggio. What if I were thinking Dorian now? And I'll still do it from C. So first I'm going to look at a C minor seventh here. So C Dorian, you might remember the chord itself is a minor seventh chord, right? Those are the 4 chord tones, and the 3 extra notes, the 3 colors or extensions of Dorian are major ninth, perfect 11th, major 13th, right? So from this C note, and let's look at this fingering. So I'm going to have my C, that's my C minor 7th arpeggio, right? So I'm going to add the D note, which is my ninth. So instead of going to the C, I'm going to go directly to the D. So I have C, E flat, G, B flat, D. I'm skipping my octave, right? The note I just played, the F, that's my 11th. So I get this sound basically. Now already I'm hearing the sound of a C minor 11. So it's starting to sound a little more like Dorian. I have a major ninth, perfect 11th. What I'm missing now is the 13th. So there's the A. This part is can be a bit tricky. And then finally the C. So you recognize, by the way, same fingering that we did previously. And that's what's going to happen also, but by stacking up all those thirds, what we're realizing, we're recognizing figures that we've seen before. I mean, after all, this is all about triads being stacked up and 7th chords of various types being stacked up. And the combination of them all is going to make you recognize configurations that you've seen before. So what we saw playing Lydian, some of the fingerings now are replicated, even though I'm thinking Dorian, but of course in a different key. Dorian, well, I did mention that I was playing C Lydian before, right? So C Lydian, that's the 4th mode of G major 7. That's why I had that 1 sharp in there. Now I'm playing C Dorian. So C Dorian, that's mode number 2 of a B flat major scale, right? So I'm going to encounter, I'm expecting two accidentals, the B flat and the E flat from C. So B flat being the minor 7th of the C, and E flat being the minor 3rd. So again, I have this. So C, E flat, G, B flat, D, F, A, and then I'm closing now with my octave. So you can play that like this, or like this, 1, 4, 3, or 1, 3, 2, whatever works for you. And again, I'm trying to talk at the same time that I'm playing, so I'm not paying real attention, but do it slowly, and again, add 1 note at a time. You can even start with a triad for that matter. So that's your minor triad. Then you're going to play minor 7. Then the 9th is added. Then the 11th. 13th. And then finally the octave. Okay, so let me show you another fingering. I'll put all those fingerings in a PDF. So make sure you click on the notes and go find the PDF, and you can download it. Which, by the way, most of the videos I've been presenting have a PDF included. I know some of you guys don't realize that you can click on whatever little button that's on there somewhere on that side. That's just suppose, right? This is all backwards. So I think you're going to see probably on that side there's a little button. You can click on it and it shows you all of the notes. Don't be insulted if I tell you that, but I'm surprised every now and then people don't realize that they can extend the notes and then find all the missing links and PDFs that might be hidden there. Not just for my videos, by the way, for everybody's videos is like that. They save space on the page. Anyway, I'm not gonna teach you what YouTube works is like. You probably know better than I do. Okay, so I was going to show you this other fingering. So my C minor 7th is going to be here. So I'm going to add one at a time. So starting with the D. Then my next note is going to be an F. So C, E flat, G, E flat, D, F. Next note is A. Now look at this. We have another major 7 arpeggio here, and not only that, when we close with the octave, we're recognizing again our very familiar fingering for a major 7th arpeggio. But now on top of a C minor. Okay, let me move on to another fingering. So if I play it here, so if I'm playing my C minor here in this position, I'm going to have C minor 7. So my next note is going to be the D. So C, E flat, G, B flat. F is my next note. And if I want to include the C note again, I'm going to have to shift up. So there again, I'll do it this way. Slowly here, C, E flat, G, B flat, D, F, then get the A here. Like this, if you want to reach that C. You don't have to complete each and every one of those 2 octaves, but it's nice if you do. So that was Dorian. Let me show you one more mode that you can arpeggiate like that, another helpful one. It's one that we can use over a dominant chord. Now, it's not going to be Mixolydian. Mixolydian, I mean, of course, do it. You can use this approach for each and every mode under the sun. But let me show you this particular Mixolydian with a sharp 4, which some people call Lydian Dominant. So actually, that's probably even a better voicing because we have the 9th. So the scale sounds like this. It's going to be C, D, E, F sharp, G, A, B flat, C, So I'm going to start by arpeggiating my C dominant. So C, E, G, B flat. Then I can add a D note. So major 9th. By the way, it's a mode from melodic minor, in case you're not sure. So the next note I was using was F sharp. So now I really get this sound. See, you can hear the sound of that chord and the sound of the arpeggio. No, if I play it well. And I can go up to the A. And then close with the C. So that's a nice long form arpeggio. Might as well do it in the other positions that I was showing you earlier. So my C7 here, starting with that C note, would be C, E, G, B flat. So I'm going to add first the D, then the F sharp, then the A, and eventually the last C note. So I have this. So that's my D. Now I'm going to add the F sharp. And then I'm going to nice. Those are nice technical things. I'm not saying that you're going to run this whole big arpeggio over a given chord. You can, but think of it as opening up your ears, learning the sound of scales, but one note at a time in a non-linear way, but I should say non-scalar way. It is linear because we go one note at a time, but we definitely hear the sound of a chord here more than anything. So it's like the chord and the mode just become one, so to speak. Let me show you just one last area. So here I'm hearing this is C9, and I can even include the F sharp on top to get that sound. So here's my C, E, G, B flat arpeggio. Always start with that, the chord tones first. So I'm adding the D, the F sharp, I'll find it here, the A, and if I want the last C, I'll have to go up this way, 1, 1. And that's your Lydian Dominant, also known as Mixolydian sharp 4. And as I said, that's a mode from melodic minor. So from C, you're looking at the notes of a G melodic minor. So G, A, B flat, C, D, E, F sharp, and then G. And that is it for today. So practice those things slowly and feel free to apply them to any other scale or mode that you're interested in practicing. All right, so I'll see you some other time, and don't hesitate to send me messages, questions, problems, suggestions, what have you, and we'll continue this little channel. Okay, bye.